Awakening your inner power for emotional wellness. Now listen to this. Emotional health begins when you stop running from your feelings and start listening to what they're telling you. The author is unknown. But you see, every new beginning is born out of an ending. But not all endings are visible. Some happen quietly, in our hearts, in our minds, when we've outgrown the weight of emotional pain or exhaustion that we've carried for too long. Welcome to the 𝘍𝘵𝘦 𝘙𝘦𝘣𝘪𝘳 podcast with your host, Dr. Lillian 𝘪𝘵𝘴, a space where we speak everything holistic health and healing. This is a space for women especially who are seeking to find healing, that is, from a place of inner completeness, making small, simple, and yet tangible steps towards full health, and therefore a lifestyle of healing. In this space, we believe in the 1948 definition of health, that health is a state of complete emotional, physical, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease and infirmity. And through my personal story and all the medical knowledge gathered through the years, this is now the mantra with which I live my life and teach others to do the same. Now let's redefine health together, shall we? Welcome to Season 4, The Rebirth. Now welcome back, my friend, to the Rebirth series. And today we begin where all true transformation begins. Do you know where? Yes, right within, right there, within. Now this episode, by the way, is birthed from the one that we did about 3 or 4 episodes ago, the one titled Your Rebirth, Steps to Emotional and Physical Wellness. If you didn't catch it, now is the time to go and check out what I'm talking about. Your response was amazing. There was significant feedback, and the responses and questions that came from that particular episode made me think about the unanswered questions surrounding emotional wellness. Something I thought was a little obvious, but no, it's time to learn. Now you see, like I said earlier, every new beginning is born out of an ending. And yet, not all endings are visible. Some will happen quietly, either in our hearts or in our minds, somewhere where we've outgrown the weight of emotional pain or exhaustion, one that we've carried for too long. And maybe you're on here, and there's functioning, you're smiling, you're doing all the things right, you seem okay, yet from the inside, something is missing. That subtle emptiness, that quiet ache that says, I'm tired of pretending that I'm fine. Now, I've learned through my own seasons of transition and recovery that rebirth doesn't start when we change our circumstances. It starts when we heal our emotions. And emotional wellness is not just part of wellness. It is the foundation to wellness. And today, let's talk about what it really means to start your rebirth journey from the inside out. Like I said, it starts from within, by tending to your emotional well-being first. And as usual, I will start at story time. For this segment, this story segment, I want to take you into a moment of awakening that was personal. Now, I remember a time in my life about 3, 4, or 5 years ago, roughly there, when I was constantly on autopilot. I can't even remember a time when I stopped to breathe or to even close my eyes, right? As a physician, I was helping others heal, yet deep inside, I was emotionally depleted. Now I know. At that time, it just felt like being numb. I thought I was doing fine because I was achieving, I was producing, I was doing well at work, I was showing up for everyone around me that needed a piece of me. But one day, during my own illness and recovery, everything came to a stop. When the noise quietened, I realized how disconnected I had become from my own emotions, from myself. Like I said, I was numb. Life was moving, but I was not moving. I could describe how my patients felt. I could tell the history they came with. I could ask them the questions they needed to be asked. I could get the answers from them. I could write a prescription. But guess what? I could not describe how I felt. I had ignored my emotions for far too long, thinking strength meant pushing through the pain, through the discomfort, and keeping work going as long as everybody was okay. That season became my turning point, I tell you. Something was missing from my over 15 years of medical knowledge and practice. There had been medical school, there had been this good doctor, there had been the investment in further studies. There I was. In all of this, I had not been taught the medicine that I knew how to heal emotional pain. Honestly, that seemed like a new assignment to me. Something was not adding up. And guess what? I was the specimen. Now I started learning to sit with my feelings instead of running from them. It might sound simple, but I'll tell you this has taken almost 5 years and still counting. And since then, it's been in those 5 years that there's been learning and relearning. I have discovered something powerful, that emotional wellness is not about being happy all the time. It's about being honest, especially honest to yourself and your innermost self, that person that other people do not touch. Now, when I started naming what I truly felt, whether it was grief, fear, loneliness, or uncertainty, healing began. Slowly, clarity came, and from that place of emotional honesty, my own rebirth started to unfold. That's why, if you're standing at this point of change right now and you're listening to me, maybe after loss, burnout, or transitioning from one place to another, or you don't even know where you are, the first place to begin is not with a plan, because you'll probably break it, but with your emotions. Because your emotions are messengers. They're speaking to you. They're telling you where healing is needed before growth can begin. Now that was my story. So, with that background, in the next few minutes, let me share how emotional wellness forms the bedrock of your rebirth and how you can begin that process one honest feeling at a time. It's not complicated, but it has some work in there. Now, with all of this, you'll probably ask me, why am I putting emphasis on emotional wellness? Or why do I say emotional wellness comes first? Or why is it the bedrock for your rebirth and all wellness? Here it is. Emotional wellness is the soil where all forms of wellness will grow. That is physical healing, spiritual clarity, even professional success, believe it or not. They all take root in how emotionally balanced you are. Now, I'll bring in the story of soil, relating it to our hearts. The plant itself that you see over the ground, that is just a symptom or a result of what is happening under the soil. And then you have the fruits and the leaves that are given off. I'm giving this analogy from a book I read most recently, one of my favorites on emotional wellness by Dr. Anita Phillips, The Garden Within. In that book, she explains how the soil is the bed for nutrients, right? And she relates it to the heart, our hearts. Our hearts are the bed for whatever it is that we are giving out. Whatever we are receiving is actually taken up by the heart. So whatever good you're receiving, the results that come out come from the abundance of your heart. Same thing with the soil. If you see a fruit and the fruit has a worm, chances are another fruit on the tree also has a worm. The problem is not the fruit. The worm took root right within the soil, right within the roots of the plant. And that is our hearts. You will see yourself agitated, but the problem is not in the agitation or in the product you're giving out. The problem is right within. And this makes me think about the good book, that is the Holy Bible. In Matthew chapter 13, when God is teaching about the parable of the sower, you see that a lot has to do with him relating to the soil. The quality of the soil determines what it will do with the seed, that is the word that is received. Do you realize that that is the same? So the positioning of the soil, the positioning of the heart will determine whether the seed, the word that is thrown in it, will either germinate or it will be sabotaged, or it will stay stationary and not move. So that has a lot to do with the quality and the positioning of the soil, right? So think of it this way. If your inner world is filled with unrest, no matter how perfect your outer plans are, they will crumble under the weight of unprocessed emotions, believe it or not. And here is what I have seen, both in my patients, in the work I do, and in myself. Unhealed emotions leak. They send off seeds. They show up as irritability, chronic fatigue, indecision, even physical symptoms like headache, brain fog, insomnia, what we call somatization in medicine. It's just a symptom of what is happening in your heart and in your mind. Now, emotional unwellness isn't loud at all. It's subtle. It hides beneath the "I'm okay." But when you begin to nurture your emotional health, something shifts. You regain clarity, calm, and connection. Believe it or not. Now, your rebirth starts not because life got easier or not because you figured it out, no, but because you got more emotionally aligned, more aligned from within. This is the truth. We can't rebirth what we keep suppressing. Healing begins when we begin to bring awareness to what hurts, to name it, and give it space to breathe. Now, let's share some practical steps. How do you begin your emotional rebirth? Here is the how, right? I've given enough of the foundation. In the how, of course, by now you know I'm a scientist, and I'll begin at science. We begin at creating evidence. There is something grounded in psychology called the 𝘠𝘯 theory of well-being. 𝘠𝘯 is P-E-R-M-A. Each of those letters symbolizes something, and I'll take us through it. Just hold on with me. The 𝘠𝘯 model was developed by Dr. Martin Seligman. He is one of the founders of positive psychology. He described the 𝘠𝘯 model having 5 core elements, as the acronym is. These help people to flourish. He says not just to survive, but to truly thrive. And he had a lot of literature and research to back up his mode of thought or school of thought. Each letter in 𝘠𝘯 represents a pillar of lasting well-being. The P is for positive emotions, the E is for engagement, the R is for relationships, the M is for meaning, and the A is for accomplishment. Let's go through them together step by step. The P for positive emotions. He reports that this is the ability to experience positive emotions, things like joy, gratitude, hope, inspiration, and even love, even in small doses each day. He says that if we create positive emotions, we shall have lasting well-being. Positive emotions, by the way, do not mean that you ignore the pain. They are mainly about deliberately cultivating moments that uplift your spirit to give those emotions. How do you want to do this? Today, start or end your day by naming 3 things that you're grateful for. I'll tell you that at the moment you're thinking about what you're grateful for, you cannot be sad at the same time. Thinking about something that uplifted you in that same moment is a moment of healing, because then you're releasing healing hormones. So if you were sad and also writing about what you're grateful for, that would be an oxymoron, and it's not possible. So there you go today, 3 things that you are grateful for. We go into engagement. Now, engagement is about being fully absorbed in what you're doing. Those moments when time seems to stop because you're in a flow state, as described by psychologist 𝘏𝘕 𝘠𝘦𝘍𝑚𝑎𝑚. Let's stick at 𝘏𝘕, right? Professor 𝘏𝘕 was a Hungarian-American psychologist, and he's also called the father of positive psychology. So being in a flow state is whereby you're doing something so meaningful that time stands still. You could do it any time of the day. I'll tell you, for me, it is a 𝘏𝘕𝘢𝑛𝑖ght Selling podcast. While I'm here serving you, my audience, everything stands still. Whether it's 8 a.m. in the morning, 10 p.m., midnight, I can keep going, just creating and speaking with you right behind this mic. How do you identify your flow state? Just identify something that energizes you. It could be teaching, like I'm doing. It could be creating, like I'm doing and I love to do. It could be writing or anything to do with serving others. That thing that makes you come alive, just do it more. He says that that is positive engagement, and it produces positive psychology or positive benefits, positive emotions in your life. We then go to the R, that is relationships. He says that healthy connections are at the heart of every well-being. Look, as individuals, as human beings, we are wired to belong. So belonging is belonging in good relationships that provide you with love, support, and meaning. And I always say there is no heart that's not receptive to love, because we are meant to love and to be loved back. To have positive relationships, here is the tip that I'll advise, or that he advised. Let me not take over his work. Nurture uplifting relationships. Look through your relationships, pick 3 or 5 relationships that uplift you. Nurture them deliberately. Give them time every day, every week, every month, and grow those relationships. And for the ones that drain you, set your boundaries tight just to protect yourself. The ones that drain your peace. And that is you nurturing positive relationships and well-being positive emotions and well-being from relationships. And when we go to the M, that is meaning. Meaning comes from belonging to and serving something greater than yourself. Whether it's your family, it's your faith, your work, or your community, it's just having that deep sense that your life matters and that you are accountable to something greater than you. This is the part where he advises for you to reflect on your why. Ask yourself what gives life direction and purpose for you. Wake up to answer that question every day. And this is the part where purpose comes in. I know sometimes it's such an ambiguous word, but just simplifying it. Think about that thing that makes you come alive, like we talked about in the flow state, engagement. That one thing that makes you come alive, and you can do it at any time of the day. Translate that thing to serve other people where it's beyond you. Therein lies your assignment, your why, and your purpose. We go to the final one, the A, in accomplishment. Achievement gives a sense of fulfillment, not from comparison, but from growth. You've made a leap forward. It's about setting and reaching goals that align with your values. And here is the tip. Celebrate small wins. Every step forward is part of your rebirth. And I'll tell you, every celebration of a win is you bringing forward those happiness hormones, those healing hormones that we talk about, the serotonin, the dopamine. It's you giving yourself a dopamine rush from something small, however small, that you've done. He says that that is another way for creating that thrust of thriving and well-being. So in summary, the Palmer model is positive emotions plus engagement plus relationships and meaning plus accomplishment gives you thriving and long-lasting well-being. Together, these 5 pillars create a foundation for holistic well-being. That is emotional, mental, and even physical. Your body starts to give up that fruit from a thriving inside. They remind us that wellness is not the absence of illness, but the presence of joy, purpose, and growth. And isn't that the basis of the mantra that we live with at the Holistic Health Hub? About what health is and the fact that this is how I have grown, I've learned to live and teach others too. That health is your mind, your body, and your spaces around you. Now, let's get practical. From my own work, from the things that I've learned to live with, I want to share with you 5 simple steps to begin nurturing your emotional wellness. We've done a lot of science, a lot of psychology, a lot of stuff that is theoretical and read. Let's get practical. I came up with an acronym a while ago, the 𝘁 method. And I want to share it with you, my listener. 𝘁, yes, you got it right, the 𝘁. Your emotional rebirth starts with a 𝘁. P-E-A-R-L. Because every woman's rebirth reveals her inner 𝘁. That is, that she's precious, she's strong, and formed through pressure. So 𝘁, that is the P, pause and acknowledge. E, embrace safe spaces. A, avoid those triggers that drain you. R, reflect with compassion. And L, live with purpose. Let's run through it. Step 1, pause and acknowledge. That's the P. I'd like you to take a few minutes daily to check in with yourself. Ask yourself, how do I feel today? How do I feel right now? Naming emotions is very powerful. It disarms them and begins a transformation from within. I'll tell you that how do I feel marks the beginning of my morning when I start my morning routine. And I know that every time I've learned to check in with myself helps me to peel down the layers of the emotions I have that day. They could be good emotions, they could be unknown emotions, they could be sad more emotions, but I acknowledge that they are present because they're speaking to me. So take a pause and acknowledge, how do you feel? You're worth checking on, right? Start with it every morning. And E, embracing safe spaces. This is creating environments where you can freely feel yourself and be free. You're able to journal, to pray, to quieten down, to take a walk, or to just simply sit in silence. And this is what I call the secret place in most of my programs. My ladies, if you're listening to me, you know what I'm talking about. Now, that secret place has done wonders in the lives of women that I'm serving, including myself. It's your safe haven for truth and calm. So do not wait for someone to make for you a safe space. You can make it, and you can make it every day. And embracing that safe space gives you so many downloads that transform your life from within to the outside, right? The A is avoiding triggers that drain you. Now, this is you detaching from what steals your peace. Things like toxic conversations, social media that doesn't build you, chaotic environments, anything that steals your peace. You have to guard it deliberately and sacredly. This is where we talk about boundaries. Setting your boundaries is having or setting medicine for the mind. So you have to set out and avoid and acknowledge what works and what will not work. Now, the science of positive psychology, the one I talked about, the study of happiness, the one that enables you to focus on your strengths versus your weaknesses. If you remember in the Palmer model, clearly talks about avoiding the things that don't build you and building relationships that build you. Avoid those triggers. They are not worth it. And then we go to the R. So go on and look at those things that are stealing from you. Don't give them time. We go to the R, reflect with compassion. Compassion, that is you being gentle with yourself. We are often so hard on ourselves. We are harder on ourselves than we are on the individuals around us. Now, growth is not linear. So things like journaling, practicing self-kindness, all these are ways in which you can show compassion to yourself. And I always tell my people, Journaling is you having compassion on yourself, and I've grown to believe it, that it's those few moments that I get to be in touch with myself, check on myself, write those small love letters to myself. Who else will, if I've not done it for myself? We finally got to the L, is to live with purpose. I would like you to reconnect with your why, like it was talked about in the Parma model. The reason you desire to be well, the purpose. What is the big why that will make you want to be well enough to see the next year and the other year, 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now? Purpose becomes your compass, guiding every new beginning with meaning. A life without purpose is a senseless life. It's a lifeless life. Let me give you an analogy. Having no purpose and having no vision is like when it's raining cats and dogs, you're driving your car, the windscreen is full of rain and the wipers are not working. Imagine that scenario. You don't know where you're going. That is a purposeless life. So find your why, find your North Pole, find the reason as to why you wake up every day to get meaning in life. Life with purpose, finding a life with purpose is being an intentional, fulfilled, and well-built human being, having wellness. So here it is. Every pearl begins from within. Your calm, your courage, and your rebirth is worth the investment, and it comes from within. Now, these are the simple steps that have been transformative to me, to the ladies I support, and can be yours as well. When practiced consistently, these will create the emotional stability that is needed for everything else in your life. Talk about your relationships, your career, your spirituality. You thriving is what I'm talking about. And as we finish, my listeners, I want you to remember this, that a rebirth doesn't begin with a new job or a new city, a new relationship, a new car. No. It begins with a new you, a transformed you. The moment you choose to tend for your emotions, to be familiar with them, sit with what hurts and allow healing to happen, you are already being reborn. Emotional wellness, by the way, is not a luxury. It's not cliche. It's your life force. It's your compass. It's what allows you to show up fully for yourself, for your family, for what is important, for your work, anything you've been called to do. Your emotions are speaking to it. So this week, take time to pause, feel, to reflect, to heal, because the rebirth that you're waiting for begins from within. I cannot leave you without us affirming ourselves and telling our brains what they're going to do for us. They are waiting. So join me in these affirmations as we open that rebirth from within, shall we? I honor what I feel. Every emotion is part of my healing. I give myself permission to begin again, gently. My peace is my power. I am not behind. I am becoming. I am consistent in my healing, even on quiet days. I choose to respond with calm, not chaos. My emotions are not my enemy. They are my teachers. Every small step I take towards emotional wellness brings me closer to wholeness. I am healing, I am growing, and I am enough. I am light, I am love, I am whole. Well done, my people. Thanks for staying with me this long. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need a reminder that emotional healing and wellness is the first step to becoming whole again. Don't forget to follow this Rebirth series for more conversations that help you heal, live well, and rebuild with purpose. Now remember, emotional health begins when you stop running from your feelings and start listening to what they are telling you. The author is unknown. Your host, Dr. Lillian Kalisa, and until next time, remember, your emotions are not weaknesses. They are your way home to yourself. I'm here to give you hope through health, and above all, to add the glow to medicine. You take care of yourself. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.